We are back again for our final session of season 12, or session 12. It's not season 12 yet, hello. But we're back and you listen to IBGR Radio, and welcome back. It's a pleasure to be with you because IBGR is, of course, our call sign as a radio station, but we are so much more than a radio station. My name is Jan Robberts. I'm your host for today, and I'm the inspirational entrepreneur. And this is episode 12 of season 4, not season 12, lifting the lid on your potential. How to blow the lid off your business potential as an entrepreneur in our people skills lane. Now, you can follow us on social media because we're on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and of course, download our app. Don't forget our amazing app. You can download our podcast. You can find out all about our different hosts. You can join our community. Become an insider in this. But I was when I was talking about how other people, how sometimes because you don't do research and because you listen to other people, how you can stifle your possibilities and your opportunity and your potential. Yes, you stifle it because it's not other people's fault that you don't do what you're capable of. That is here, that is within you. That's a person looking in the mirror. But just a little thing about this. About 7 weeks ago, yeah, it's 7 weeks ago, just over 7 weeks ago, I started a series on self-care, and the aim was to provide people with much needed health benefits when taking care of yourself. Now, I had actually planned to do 5 to 10 of these sessions. However, when I started to do research into this intriguing subject, I actually discovered so many aspects, so much more than I am now than I was thinking about doing, and that's why I'm now in my 7th week. I think today I'm going to do episode number 34. I'm not finished yet, but my intention was always to just add value to people in a time of need, in a time when it's more necessary than ever before for us all to look after ourselves. This is a free program, and on Cubimo, I've got already 30 videos on there. You can go to the Cubimo platform and watch all of them, or you can go to the Facebook, the Key Leadership Facebook, and watch them all as well. But they're all in a series on the Cubimo platform as well, where you can go on there and look for them, the self-care series, and there's already 30 videos there. But amazing how much more you can do when you do a bit of research, and then when you've got a passion to actually make a difference, when you're passionate to add value to people. So to lift the lid on your potential, you must become more effective, and for that to happen, there are several options. First of all, of course, you can work much harder and harder and harder to increase your dedication to excellence, and of course, to your success. Now, to work relentlessly toward moving to that perfect 10, it does mean that you have a price to pay. As the effort to get there, especially in that last couple of points, let's say from an 8 to a 10, is so much tougher than the effort you had to take it to the first 8. Now, what this means is, and it's talked about in leadership books as well, what this means is it's diminishing returns on your efforts, and thus your effectiveness starts to suffer. And everything else starts to suffer if you only focus there. But there is another option, of course. You can work hard to work on your level of leadership. See, by raising your level of leadership, maybe 2 to 3 points. No, you don't. Perfectionism is a fallacy, and if your way to be perfect is like having a beautiful new car in the garage and you're only going to drive it when all the lights are green. Well, it's going to rust in the garage at some point. They're never coming out. But if you can raise your leadership effectiveness just 2 to 3 points, you will increase your overall effectiveness so much more. And it is so much more effective use of your time and your efforts. Now that is very interesting because as I said before, and I'm going to talk into this, what it is that you need. See, look at your major goals and identify which ones will need other people to get involved, like collaborations, partnerships, employees. And of course, you might need suppliers. You might need other kind of people around you. I mentioned employees already, but all of those need an even better leadership skills and leadership level. And that is very important because we can work on this daily. The people skill side is often forgotten, as I mentioned it before, but we can it's skills we can learn on a daily basis. We don't need to know it all, but increase those. And but first of all, we need to evaluate those leadership skills. Our strength in leadership and all those kind of things. So when you evaluate your leadership skills and you look at the personal skills that you need, the soft skills that you need to learn to become a better leader, how to build better relationships, how to listen better, how to be more influential, how to ask better questions, how to connect better with people, how to do this. There is so many, but we need to find out where our strengths are and where our weaknesses are, which we can easily improve over time. And there's no point in starting when all of a sudden you have a lot of people to work with and you can't lead, like the McDonald brothers did. They had this idea and they worked. They worked on the idea, but they had a lack of leadership skills to actually make that a reality. Yet Ray Kroc had, and he did. But it was great that they partnered with him, and of course he paid them handsomely for to have the franchise license for McDonald's. But I mean, that being beside the point, which areas to focus on when you lift your lid. Now there is people skills, as I just mentioned, and that can be. I'm a behavior analysis consultant as well, so you can have. Have you ever done your own profile? Do you really know yourself? So that could be in form of profiling and find out where your communication skills are, what your leadership strengths are, and then also include your learning styles. How do you learn and how can you talk into people better? Because how can you communicate better with people if you don't know the communication styles? That your style is not everybody else's. It might be a minority style. And then you upset and really cheese off many people because you can't connect with them. Now, what would be wonderful if when you start to recognize your own styles, you start to recognize all the other styles. So you can talk into people in the way they need to be talked into. That is a skill all by itself. And you start connecting and building relationships so much quicker, so much easier. Planning and strategic thinking might be a skill that you need. There's people who will help you with that, but there might be people, it might be a skill you need to plan ahead more effectively so you don't just work from day to day and wonder why you don't get anywhere. What is your vision? Have you got a vision board? Simple thing, but put a vision board up. Start looking at your visions every single day and start adding things to that, and a list of all the things for your vision board. Your goals, write them down. Then we're talking into your results. What are your expected results? Do you have any idea what you want to achieve? Or do you say, I want to open a business and become an entrepreneur? That's vague. You better become more specific and niche driven. Quite often your mindset needs to be challenged. And that's why in the entrepreneurial program on the Cubimo platform, we've got an entrepreneurial mindset community already where we've put a lot of stuff in there already. We've also got a self-care community because, again, it's got to be part of you. You need to start looking after yourself as an entrepreneur. So many entrepreneurs are struggling with their health because they are so busy they forget to eat. They eat unhealthy food all the time, pink dinners. They miss dinners, they miss meals. All kinds of things happening and their health deteriorates over time. But your mindset. Challenge your own mindset to become better in all areas. In here, what can I do better to make sure that my entrepreneurial mindset gets to the next level or levels? And then, of course, we have the question, what is limiting you? What resources don't you have? What access to education do you need because of past circumstances? Again, don't let your past become your future. That's up to you right now. See, you can't change your past, but you're here right now, and today matters, by the way. Every day matters. Today matters because that's the only one you've guaranteed to have. So why don't you actually look at what kind of resources do you need? And this platform is a great resource. You're already on here, so congratulations. Bring your friends here. Like and share this with your other people, but bring your friends here. But we have other resources, and I said, on Cubimo, we're building a huge resource platform as well, where we are now building. There is courses available already, and there is more and more become available all the time. And I'm working actually on a course for entrepreneurs, which has got the 5 pillars of entrepreneurship, which I'm working closely with my amazing partner Artie Moore, who's also a host on this. She'll be on in just over an hour, and don't miss it. Don't miss Artie, because she is a powerhouse of note. She's a speaker of note. She has just won Nation Builder of the Year in South Africa award. you need to listen to her because she's got a lot of amazing stuff to tell you. But you need to know and go and research those resources, and they're going to be helpful. But it is often soft skills as we're in the people skills lane. But when you go to these other lanes such as organization, customer, finance, and executive, which are all here filled by real experts, you will be able to connect with our amazing hosts who provide amazing content, and you will find what you need in those areas as well, or you can ask the right kind of questions in their fields as well. Now, people skills, planning and strategic thinking, visioning. What's your vision? Your results, your mindset, and find out what's limiting you as far as resources and your education side, your technical skills. Get educated, find your resources, and blow the lid right off. I've only got a minute left here of this last session, and I just want to say, okay, I'm your host, Jan Robberts. I mean, as a global influencer, I provide diverse solutions for mainstream challenges, but I can help you in your entrepreneurial journey. I'm also a coach. I'm also a behavior analysis consultant. I provide leadership training. I provide so much more that you can help you as an entrepreneur. But there are so many people on this platform that will also do so much to be able to help you. Not necessarily all on this platform, but connect with all of us. You can find all my details on Key Leadership Institute at keyleadership.com, at jrspeakersclub.com. You can go to our Facebook pages and our websites, and you'll see it there. But most of the thing is, we will now go into a short break where afterwards, this is my end. I will talk, next week we'll talk into all we've done over the last season. And I'm your host, Jan Robberts. I look forward to seeing you next week at the same time, same place. But remember, nothing happens by chance.